I'm here, y'all. I'm here. Come on through. Come on through. Come on through. Come on through. Come on up in the room. Come on up in the room. Come on up in the Lord's house. He shall condole. Come on up in the room. Come on up in the room. Robo Shanda, Ibo Shy up in the room. In the room. Hey Medina. Hey Taisha. Hey Abby. Hey Monte. Yes, y'all. I'm here tonight. Tramel probably won't jump on tonight because I know he watching the Oval. That's his favorite, one of his favorite shows. Yes, yes, yes. He's doing great. I stayed with him all day today in the hospital. He's doing great, and he's definitely better because he's been hungry all damn day. He been eating everything in sight. And I was cracking up because he said, "Papa, you look happy to see me eat." I said, "You ain't eating a week." I was like, "Your body is trying to put back on all that little 18 pounds you lost in that week you didn't eat." So he is doing much, much, much better. He is doing much better. And I'm happy for that. And he feels much better and all that good stuff like that. I told him I would keep going live until he came home because once he comes home, we're going to go live together and we have an announcement to make. Some of you might not like it, some of you might not care, but nonetheless, we're going to do it when he comes home and we're both here. Um, we're going to do it when he's both here. Um, oh, no, like I said, I know some of you will care and others, might not. Just depends on how y'all love me and Trebell. Um, yeah, but that'll happen when he gets home and he's better and stuff like that. Because he wanted me to do it myself. I said, no, we're gonna do it together as the McRae as it should be. So, hey, Monique. Yeah, so I brought him some food today because he asked me to bring him some food. So I brought him some food. And it's hard because I can't really bring him nothing salty because of his blood pressure. I damn sure can't bring him nothing sweet because of his diabetes. So it was hard going in the store going, okay, well, I can't even bring him fruit. I was like, because the fruit, you know, it depended, especially like strawberries and watermelon and pineapple, that has way too much natural sugar in it. So I couldn't bring him that. And then he wanted salsa or like crackers and cheese. I'm like, babe, I can't get you cheese in the can. I was like, because that's too much salt. Um, so it was really hard. It was really, really hard. So I ended up getting him these homemade salsa, these homemade what do you call them? Oh God, corn chips. These homemade corn chips where they basically took the taco shells, the soft ones, and cut them up and fried them. Um, and I knew they wouldn't have as much salt as if I brought a bag of Tostitos. I knew they wouldn't have as much salt, so I got him those. And then I got him some salsa. I'm the one that loves um, chips and salsa. Tremel ate damn near that whole jar of salsa while I was there. I ate some with him, but I was like, babe, you hungry. Oh, thank you, Monique. I was like, babe, you hungry. And he was like, yeah, I'm starving. And when I got home, he had just had his dinner because I waited till he ate his dinner. I was like, okay, babe, I'm gonna go home so I could get ready for dialysis tomorrow, and. And he was like, okay, thank you for staying with me all day. I said, I'm gonna do it again Thursday. So he was like, okay. And by the time I got home and called him and let him know I was home, he was like, you ain't gonna believe this. I said, what? He said, I'm hungry again. I was cracking up. I said, oh. I said, but that's a good thing. He said, I'm gonna have this nurse bring me a little turkey sandwich like she did last night. I said, okay. So he got his little turkey sandwich and put his little mustard and mayonnaise on it, and he went to town. And it's just, I'm glad he's eating because he hasn't been able to eat in like a week. Hey, Leon, he hasn't been able to eat in like a week. So I'm just glad he's able to eat. And like his food actually, his taste buds are still a little thrown. Like he's like, oh, this is salty. Or I had brought some sushi because when I got up there, it was like 11 something. I said, okay, I need something to eat. So I brought me some sushi in the process of stopping to get him stuff. And I was like, you want a piece? And he was like, yeah. He said, is this that stuff on it? Is it spicy? I was like, no, because it wasn't spicy to me. Child, he ate it. He was like, oh my God, Papa, this is so hot. You lied to me. I said, Tramel, no. I said, it's your mouth. I said, honest to God, this is not spicy. I said, I would have never gave it to you. If I in my mouth it don't taste spicy, but in your mouth it does. And child, COVID is a mess. This long haul COVID, is blowing me because I have the same problem. Stuff I eat, you know, one day, like when I baked my chicken wings the other night, when I baked them, they were fine, they were good. When I tried to eat them the next day, it was like, oh my God, I want to wash this underwater because it's too salty. And it wasn't because the night before I ate them, they were fine. So the doctor told both of us it's just we have long term COVID, and it's just the effect that our taste buds just are coming and going. Sometimes you eat something that's real bitter. Sometimes you eat something that's sweet, and it shouldn't be because you're not eating. Like Tramel made me a grilled cheese, and I'm eating it, and I'm like, why does it taste like I'm eating cookies? Because it was just as sweet as it wanted to be, and ain't no sugar and no grilled cheese, and the bitter. I'm like Tramel, the bitter is the worst because it's just really bitter, and you lose your appetite because it's like if I'm eating spaghetti, I know it shouldn't be bitter and you just tend to lose your appetite when it happens. I mean, mine can come and go even while I'm eating. At first, everything tastes fine. And as I'm eating, like today, when I was eating the salsa with him, it was fine. And then I took a chip and I dipped it and I was like, oh, okay, that's it. And he said, what? You probably eat more. I said, no, Tramel. I said, this it's starting to taste bitter. I said, so I'm just gonna leave it alone. So like mine comes and goes as I'm eating sometimes. His is like he just kept saying his mouth was salty. He was like, everything is salty, everything is salty. But I could deal with the salty. I said, right. I said I can deal with everything but the bitter. The bitter makes you not want to eat at all. So it is hard. It's hard. It's hard when your taste buds just come and go like that. And me, see, I just had to push myself through it. I was like, okay, I'm just going to eat anyway. And the more I pushed myself through it, the more they started coming back. Because Tramel, he did the same thing like I did to him. He said, Papa, you losing a lot of weight. And I didn't complain about, he didn't know my taste buds was gone because I didn't say nothing about it. And I was like, I looked at myself and I said, "Oh, I am losing a lot of." I said, "Okay, I gotta eat," because I wasn't eating like him. Because, like I said, the bitter, I can't deal with the bitter. The bitter is just, mm-mm, no. It just makes you not want to eat, and that's what I was doing. I take a spoonful like him. It tastes bitter, and I put the plate down. And I'll be like, okay, let me give it some time and see if my taste buds come back. I try again. Most of the time, they wouldn't come back. They would still be gone. So I'm like, oh, child. So I'm so glad he's able to eat. All of that to say, I'm glad he can eat now and he's enjoying his food. And I told him I wasn't coming tomorrow because of dialysis. So he's cool with that. And I told him I'd come with him on Thursday and stay with him all day again. And then Saturday and Sunday, I'll do what I need to do either before I go see him or once I do what I need to do around the house, I'll come see him then because visiting hours are 8 to 8. So I basically have all day. So yeah, but he's doing good for everybody that's been inquiring and sending messages and praying for him. It's working. It is definitely working. Um, but yeah, other than that, I'm good, y'all. I'm good because that's the next thing. Everybody's like, "Well, Joseph, how are you?" I'm doing great. He even asked me tonight. He said, "Babe, how are you doing?" I said, "Tramel, I'm fine." I said, "I'm not pushing myself. I'm not overexerting myself." I said, there's times that I want to. Like I want to just go through this house and like really, really clean it, but I'm like, no, because my mind is telling me to do that, but my body is telling me, bitch, you better go sit down somewhere. And I choose to listen to my body because I'm like, I ain't. It don't make sense for both of us to be in the hospital, especially at the same time. So I've been listening and I ain't been exerting myself too much and I ain't been overdoing it like I want to do. As bad as I want to do it, I'm like, no, let's do one day at a time. Let's take it one step at a time. And that's what I've been doing. So, tonight I came home and I cooked me some food, some dinner, and I ate. The plan wasn't to cook because Tramel kept talking about Kentucky Fried Chicken, and I was gonna um, my plan initially was to fry me some chicken thighs. And he kept talking about, oh, I want some Kentucky Fried Chicken. And when you come Thursday, please bring me some chicken. And I said, okay. He kept talking about it. So I was like, oh, that sounds good. I said, I could either go there or Popeyes because I passed Popeyes and Kentucky Fried Chicken on my way home. But when I drove up, because the Popeyes was on the left and I was on the right, I saw the line was around the corner, like around the Popeyes. I was like, oh no, I'm not going to wait over there. So I went to Kentucky and I'm like, I heard what he said, but I really wasn't paying attention. So I started giving him my order and he said, sir, I said, can you please come inside so I could take your order? I said, no, I cannot. And I drove off. Because I'm like, if I wanted to come inside, I would have parked my car and came inside. I'm being lazy. I just want to sit in my car, give you my order, and you pass it to me in the window. So I was like, I drove off and I said, child, let me just go home and fry my own damn chicken because it's going to taste better anyway. And it sure did. It sure did. Hey, Eltina Cooper. My chicken tasted better than theirs any day. Of course, homemade chicken tastes better. So I fried me some chicken. I made me some Spanish rice, and I enjoyed my little dinner. And that was it. Cause I was just like, I'm not gonna, I really didn't want to do it. When I came home, I sat down for a minute, and I was like, oh, I don't even feel like frying this chicken. But I was like, you gotta eat. So I just, cause all I had to eat today, well, I had enough really. Not enough for all day, but I had the sushi. I had some of the salsa and chips I brought him, and that was it. And I was like, no, I gotta eat. I gotta get up and fry this chicken. So I got up and fried my chicken, and I'm glad I did because it was good and I enjoyed it. So that's how my day went. And I enjoyed being up there with him. I miss him. I ain't gonna lie. As much as Tremel may get on my nerves, I miss my boo boo being home. I do. I miss him being home, and I want him to hurry up and get better and come home and all that good stuff like that. So, and I know he enjoyed me being with him all day. So, like I told him, I'm gonna do it again on Thursday. I'll probably get there probably a little bit earlier than I did today. But after he sends me his list of what he wants, because I'm sure he's gonna send me a list again of what he wants me to bring him, and I'll get that, and then I'll be there with him. Because I left the house earlier, but by the time I stopped at all the stores and got what he wanted me to get, I was like, I'm only 5 minutes away. I said, I'll be there in a minute. And he was like, okay. I said, I got everything you wanted. And he was like, all right. He said, did you remember this? I said, yes. Did you remember that? I said, yes. He was like, okay, come on and get up here. So it was what it was. It was what it was. And like I said, when he comes home, we're going to do a pillow talk. And, like I said, some of you may care and some of you may not care, but it just is what it is. I mean, it just boils down to it is what it is. And it's going to be what it's going to be. And, I was surprised Tremel was on board. I really was surprised. I was like, wow, you cool with that? And he was like, yeah, I've been cool with it. You should have told me that earlier, beforehand. I was like, oh, okay. I'm cool with it. You cool with it. We both good then. And, it is what it is. But, oh, I had a good night's sleep. And that was crazy to me because, like I said, it's like, I guess I said, I chucked it up to being old. Because I said, my mama used to do that. My grandmother used to do that when I was a kid. Because I'll go to sleep at like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, and I'll wake up and I've been in such a deep sleep. I think it's like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and I only been asleep for like an hour. And I'm like, are you kidding me right now? And I get mad because I do that throughout the night. Like I wake up like every 2 hours or every 3 hours, and I be mad because I just be feeling like I'm sleeping for such a long time. And then when I wake up and see, I'm like, damn, I only been asleep for like 2 hours. But it feels like I've been asleep for 10 hours. And last night I was shocked. I was able to sleep straight through the night. I woke up at like 7 something this morning and I was shocked. I was like, oh my God, I slept all the way through the night. I was happy. I was like, oh, yes. Because when I woke up, I said, oh God, what time is it? And I could see a little light coming in my room. I said, well, it got to be morning if light is coming in my room and in my bedroom. And when I looked at the clock, I want to say it says 7:49. I said, "Oh, I slept through the night." I said, "I'm doing good," and I was happy about that because it was getting on my nerves that I was waking up in the middle of the night the way I was. Hey, Erica. Leon, it depends. They have to do an MRI on his foot. They were supposed to do it today, according to the doctor, but they didn't do it today. So because they have to do surgery on his foot. And until they do the MRI, they can't give him a surgery day and time. So once they do this MRI, which they'll probably do tomorrow, because according to the podiatrist, it was scheduled for today, But like I said, they never came and got him to do it. Um, it was scheduled for today. They never did it today. So once they do that, the vascular surgeon, cleared him for the surgery and said that they could do a little surgery on his foot, on his leg, I think, or his foot. And I had it done to my arm where they give me dialysis. So I told Tramel, I said, that's like honestly probably like 20 minutes tops. I said, they ain't even gonna put you to sleep. I said, you're gonna gag. I said, because they're gonna cut you wide open. And I said, you ain't gonna feel it because they're gonna use some kind of numbing cream. I explained the whole process to him. And he was like, for real? I said, yeah. I said, I watched them do it on the TV screen that the doctor was using to see what he was doing. I was like, I was kind of gagging at first, like, why am I still awake? Did y'all forget to put me to sleep? I was like, but it ain't bad. I said, and if you feel anything and you like I yelled out, I was like, oh my God, because they was trying to open my vein in my arm. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, and they told the anesthesiologist, they said, hit him. And she gave me some anesthesia. I said, ooh, girl, I know that feeling. I remember that from 1992. Could I get some of that to go home? And they was cracking up. But yeah, once they give him a surgery date and they do the surgery, he can come home after that. Now I know Sunday when I went up there, they was talking about, they had to get his sugar under control and stuff like that, but they got his sugar under control because they was actually talking next week, Wednesday. And when they told him that, I said, oh God, Tramel's going to have a natural born fit and be like, I am not staying here this long. And I was like, okay, I got to find a way to convince his ass to stay here. And he shocked the shit out of me because he was like, okay, long as y'all fix what's wrong, I don't mind staying. I'm only staying if y'all gonna tell me what every little thing that's going on. And if y'all, as long as y'all gonna fix it, I'll stay. I was like, ooh, thank you, Jesus. Because I know my husband. He started today. I'm ready to go home. I was like, Terrell, he said, no, I'm ready to go home, but I know I gotta stay. I said, okay. I was like, cuz Jamel start threatening to check himself out, and I'm like, oh God, no. But he's okay because his thing is like me. When I went the last time when I passed out in Walmart, my thing was fix everything that's wrong with me, so I ain't got to come back here, child. And that's what his attitude is now. It's like, look, I'm here. I might as well stay here and let you do what you need to do to fix everything that need to be fixed. And I'm glad because normally, like I said, Tremel be ready to. I'm going home. I'm going home. Hey, Willie Ann, I want to go home. When he had to be on dialysis, child, he told them, "You're giving me my discharge papers now," and they did. And he was like, "And if you don't get this IV out of my arm, I'm pulling it out myself." And they took out the IV, and I'm sitting there going, now, how come when I threaten to do this, you be sitting there begging me not to, and I don't do it? You do it, and then you gonna tell me to give you one good reason why you need to stay. And he was like, because I can do it, you can't. And I'm like, okay. I said, clearly because when I be threatening to leave, you make me stay. I said, I'm trying to tell you to stay, and you like, nope, I'm going home. And I was like, okay. He was like, they already told me they're not giving me dialysis tomorrow. I said, well, if they ain't giving you dialysis, then I said, honestly, you might as well come home. I said, I want you to stay so you get your dialysis. He said, they already told me they don't have me scheduled in there. I said, okay. I said, well, if you want to come home, come home. So he came home that time, and that's why this time I was like, oh God. When they said next week, Wednesday, I was like, oh God. I was like, he is not going to want to do this. But when he said, all right, I'll stay, just fix everything that's wrong, I said, oh, thank you, Jesus. I ain't got to fight with him. I ain't got to figure out a way to get him to stay. He just willingly said, okay. Because I was waiting for him when she said, next week, when she said Wednesday, and he said, what Wednesday? She said, next week, Wednesday. I said, oh, girl, you done fucked up now. And I was like, oh, God. Is he having a fit about, they're giving him coffee. At first, when he was in ICU, they wouldn't give him coffee at all. But now that he's in the regular room, they're bringing him coffee. I brought him coffee today because when I was on the phone with him and the nurse brought him coffee, I said, okay, well, if she's bringing him coffee, he could have coffee. And of course, I tell him, give me coffee with cream, no sugar. And then when I get to the window, I'm like, can I get 5 sweet and low, please? Because I know that's how he like when he drinks his coffee with sweet and low. That's how he like 5 in it because it'd be a large. And he had the nerve to text me and say, oh, babe, could you bring me a coffee? I was like, okay. Then he followed up with, and 2 Boston cream donuts. I said, you done lost your goddamn mind. I said, let me tell you something. You trying to die on me? I said, because if you die, I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill your ass. And he started laughing. I said, what? He said, what you gonna do? Revive me? I said, that's right. I'm gonna revive you and kill you again. I said, if you think I'm bringing you Boston cream donuts after you came in here Saturday and your sugar was 906, I said, you can think twice about that, buddy, because I'm not bringing you nothing that I remotely think have sugar in it. I said, the only way you'll get something out of me that got sugar in it is if it's hidden sugar that I don't know about, that's cooked into something that just shouldn't have sugar, but somebody put sugar in it anyway. And he started laughing. He said, after I texted to you, I thought about it and said, Joseph ain't bringing me no donuts. I said, you're damn right I ain't bringing you no donuts. I was like, dude, you in the hospital because of that. And you talking about bring you some Boston cream donuts. Thank you, Erica. But yeah, he tell Erica not just a Boston cream donut, two. Not one, but two. I'm like, Tremel, have you lost your mind? I said, you might have caught me off guard if you would have just said, bring me a Boston cream donut. You might have caught me off guard. He wouldn't have, but, he might have caught me off guard. But when he said two, I was like, oh, two? Donuts? Child, you done lost your mind. They won't be getting my ass up in there talking about, sir, why did you bring your husband donuts? You trying to kill him? No, he asked for it. All right, I'm back, y'all. Can y'all hear me now? I hope y'all can hear me now. I'm not sure. That was Tramel. I'm sorry about that, y'all. Tramel called me to say goodnight and that he loved me. I was like, I'm live. And he was like, oh, for real? I say, yeah. He was like, I just want to tell you I love you and I'm going to bed. He said, call me in the morning. I said, of course. And I wasn't sure if y'all guys could hear me, so I left out and came back. I left out and came back in to make sure that y'all could hear me because I said, put a one in the chat if you can hear me. And nobody put a one. I said, okay, well, then y'all didn't hear me say put a one in the chat if you can hear me. So let me just go out and come back in because that way I know y'all will be able to hear me. Thank you, Monte. But yeah, all is well. All is well. I'm doing good. He's doing good. We both doing good. So, I'm gonna get up tomorrow and go to dialysis, and hopefully they won't piss me off like they did Monday. Hopefully they won't. Um, I'm already going prepared to fight. I'm already going prepared to fight because I that little stunt they pulled on Monday won't ever happen again. I promise you, it won't ever happen again. And I was like, oh, I said tomorrow if they give me too much, I said I'm not gonna let the devil use me. Cause Monday the devil was using me, honey. Thank you, Medina. Monday, oh baby. Monday. They was child. I told her, I said, I don't know who you think you're talking to. I said, cause she like getting flipped with people. I said, but you must have Joseph McRae confused with Tremel McRae. I said, cause see, Joseph McRae will turn this whole place the fuck out and you'll be calling the police on me and telling me I can't never come here again. I was like, Tremel McRae will just curse you out and go about his business and have a nice day. I was like, don't get the two confused, honey, because I'm nothing like my husband. I said, people get it twisted because they think, Tremel get on here and he says what he wants to say, and y'all take that for what it is. Me, on the other hand, honey, I ain't got time for all of that. I've been done flipped the table, broke up your computers. You've been done call the cops on me after I slapped the taste out your fucking mouth, and I will gladly sit up in a motherfucking jailhouse until somebody bail me out. I ain't got no problem with none of that. None at all. And Tremel be like, that's why I be trying to calm you down. That's why I be trying to calm you down because you the type of person that'll hit a bitch first. And then I said, you damn right. I said, I don't give a fuck. I ain't that person that'll sit around and not hit you first. Cause if you hit me first, I can call the cops. I ain't no punk bitch like that. I'm gonna pop you in your mouth. Man, woman, child, I don't care. You get me mad. I don't care who you are. These hands are bisexual, honey. They will hit a man or a motherfucking woman. I don't care. I was like, you pop shit and you're gonna get popped. And Tramel was like, that's why I be trying to calm you down. And then you don't be hearing the stuff that come out of your mouth. I said, Tramel, I know what I be saying. I said, that's not my problem. They shouldn't have pissed me off. I said, if what I say sound horrible, I said they shouldn't piss me off. I said, and some of the stuff, like when these little people come in here, hey Kay, and y'all hear me going off, honey, that's mild. Cause I don't really want y'all to hear the shit that I really want to say out of my mouth. Cause I'm like, child, if they hear what I really want to say, child, they either be scared or be like, I can't fuck with them no more because Joseph is a mess. I was like, I said, Tremel, trust me. When I go over on them lives, I said it is mild. I said, you know that compared to what I would say to a person to their face. Cause see, I purposely say things to provoke somebody to hit me, cause I want to fight, and I dare them to hit me, and it just is a mess. And cause I don't mess with nobody, so I don't want nobody messing with me. And when they do, it's like, especially when I'm being nice, especially like when I'm being nice, and you just being rude and nasty, oh, that will set me over the edge because I'm like, oh, bitch, you want to see rude and nasty? I'll show you rude and nasty. And I'll sock it to them. But I try not to. I really do because that's not my intent. I don't need my blood pressure going sky high. Like Monday, they asked me, they said, because it was a new tech. And he asked me, he said, does your blood pressure normally run high? I said, no, my blood pressure high because y'all pissing me off. I said, that's why my blood pressure high. I said, normally my blood pressure too damn low. I was like, well, my blood pressure high today because y'all pissing me off. I said, and the more you piss me off, the higher it's going to go. So by the time I left, I thought my blood pressure was sky high. And actually, it wasn't. It was still low. It was low. And I was like, when I got in the car, I called Tramel and I was like, babe, I said, my blood pressure real low. I said, well, it ain't real low, but it was low enough where I felt lightheaded. And I was like, I can't come see you today. I said, I want to come see you today, but my mind is telling me carry your ass home and go sit in your bed and go home and eat something with some salt. I was like, because salt will bring it up high. Well, not necessarily high for me, but it'll not regulate it. And I'm like, and I didn't, I took my medicine before I went to dialysis. So I don't bring it with me because ain't really no need because I don't take it till later on that night anyway. So I was like, child, let me just carry my little black behind home and chill out. And that's just what I did. Hey, Tristan. And that is just what I did on Monday. So I'm really praying that tomorrow is a different outcome. I said, cause if they try me again tomorrow, it's gonna be on and popping. It really is. Because I was gonna leave on Monday, and my spirit kept going, get up and leave, get up and leave, and I'm like, no, I need to be here. I'm not. I said, if I get up and leave, the only person I'm hurting is myself. I was like, so I'm gonna stay here and deal with this, and that's what I did. So, cause I sure was gonna get up out that chair and go home. I sure was. I was gonna get up out that chair and carry my black ass home. And I said, no, the only person you hurting doing that is you. So even though they pissing you off, stay pissed off, stay mad, and don't let yourself get to 100. Stay on 10. And that's what I did. Now I did walk past the scale because I like when you come in, you gotta weigh yourself, and when you leave, you gotta weigh yourself. So I purposely didn't get on the scale because I was like, yeah, I want that little fat black bitch to come out here and tell me I didn't get on the scale so I could curse her the fuck out. But Jesus was on her side because she didn't. Jesus was on her side because I was waiting. I was waiting. I said, I'm waiting for her to come out here so I could curse her so far out. But Jesus was on her side. She didn't come. And I said, okay, I'm cool with that. And, you know, hey, Nichelle. Yeah, but hopefully tomorrow go better. And for me at dialysis, and, Tramel is getting his in the hospital. So I don't know what time they're going to do it anyway. So that's why I told him, I said, you're not going to see me tomorrow. I said, because, when you're in the hospital, child, they give you dialysis when they feel like it. So, Monday, he just happened to have it because being in ICU, they bring dialysis to you. They don't take you down to where the dialysis center is in the hospital. But now that he's in a regular room, they gonna roll him down to where dialysis is in the hospital, the dialysis center in the hospital. So I have no idea when they're gonna do that. So I told him, I said, you're not seeing me till Thursday, right? He said, no, I know. He said, because when you be done with dialysis, sometimes you can't deal with all of that. I said, right. I said, and then the walk through the hospital to get to the front desk and all of that. I said, that's just too much when I'm on diet, the days I go to dialysis. So, hey, Miss Southern Girl, that is just too much the days I go to dialysis. So, he understood. And I told him, I said, I'll see you Thursday. So, get your little list ready so I could go do what I need to do and get you what you need and what you want. And not so much what you need, but what you want. And he was like, okay. I said, long as I bring you food. He said, long as you bring me food. Because when I told him what happened at Kentucky Fried Chicken, he said, oh, God. I hope whatever the reason was, they fix it by the time you supposed to come up here Thursday. I said, Tremel, now that I know, I said, I'm not even going to go through the drive-thru. I said, I'm just going to park the car and go inside and get what you want. I was like, I'm not going to, even waste my time going through unless I see other cars going through the drive-thru, then that might be different. But I said, I'm not going to even go through the drive-thru. I said, because I don't want to, ouch, I don't want to get myself upset when they tell me to come inside. I said, so I'm just going to do what I got to do to begin with. And he was like, okay. Miss Southern Girl, I'm doing good, and Tremel is doing much, much, much better. So that's, everything is good on those fronts. I'm doing good. Tremel is doing better. So everything seems to be working for the good. Everything seems to be working for the good. So he's a little nervous about the surgery, which, I get. Um, he's a little nervous. He just wants it to be done and over with. But like I said, they can't do it till they do the MRI. So, and they were supposed to do that today and didn't do it. So, it is what it is. But y'all, I'm gonna get off of here because I have to get up early in the morning because they changed my dialysis time. So now I have to be there earlier. And I will talk to you guys again tomorrow. I told y'all I was going to continue doing pillow talk while Tremel was in the hospital, and that's what I'm going to do. Tomorrow I might have a message for you guys. I don't know. Right now, I'm not inspired. I'm not inspired with a good message. So tomorrow we might do Q&A with Joseph. Well, I let y'all ask me questions because I actually like when y'all do that because y'all really do ask me some good questions. So I am gonna go now and I'm gonna get myself ready for bed so I could get up in the morning and I'm not sleepy. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your evening. Thank you for coming and listening to me talk. And if nobody told you they loved you today, know that I do and Tremel does, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Follow us on all social media platforms. You know what they are. Our name is the same on all of them, as well as check out the McRae King's Boutique for everything McRae King's and Dare to Be Different. Our, oh God, our production company, Dare to Be Different. And if you so choose and you can make a donation. I put my Cash App up there. Oh wait, and that's wrong. Hold on. That's wrong. Let me remove that because that is wrong. And if anybody sent a Cash App to that, I'm gonna gag and you're gonna gag because that Cash App is wrong. Scratch that Cash App. The Cash App is actually not that. Hold on a second, y'all. Um, yeah, I removed that because that's wrong. I meant to fix that. That's wrong. I hope nobody sent money to that Cash App because that Cash App is totally wrong. Um, yeah. So anyway, you guys have a good evening. And I will talk to you again tomorrow. Always remember to walk in love, peace, sunshine, and happiness. And always remember to dare to be different, because why would you want to be the same? And with that being said, you know what it is. It's always Team McRae all damn day. Good evening, y'all. And I will see you tomorrow night. Bye-bye.